If the respondent and market regulation are unable to reach a settlement, and market regulation believes that a reasonable basis exists that one or more exchange rules were violated, market regulation will present the results of its investigation to a Probable Cause Committee, also known as the PCC, which will decide whether to issue charges. The PCC acts through a panel composed of a hearing panel chair, 2 exchange members or employees of member firms, and 2 non-members. Any PCC panel that conducts a hearing or proceeding consists of panelists who possess sufficiently diverse interests to ensure fairness. Panel members are notified of respondents' names and affiliations in advance to ensure that no conflicts exist. Prior to the PCC meeting, market regulation will forward the investigation report and any relevant exhibits to the assigned hearing panel chair and panelists. Market regulation is not required to notify the respondent of the PCC hearing, and the respondent has no right to appear at the hearing or make any written submission on his or her behalf. The PCC determines whether a reasonable basis exists for finding that a violation of exchange rules may have occurred. The panel may decide to issue some or all of the charges recommended by market regulation, plus any additional charges it finds appropriate. If the PCC panel finds that there is not a reasonable basis for issuing charges, given the evidence presented, the panel has 2 options. The first option is to direct that no further action be taken. The PCC panel's second option is to direct market regulation to investigate the matter further. If charges are issued, market regulation will send a notice of the charges and a charging memorandum to the respondent. The memorandum contains a brief statement of factual allegations that identifies the charged rule violations. The respondent has 21 days to submit a written answer to the charges. The notice of charges also lists the respondent's rights, which include, among others, a right to be represented at all stages of the proceedings, a right to examine evidence in market regulation's investigation file, and a right to a hearing before the BCC on each charge the respondent denies. A settlement can still be reached after the PCC issues charges. If the case is not resolved through settlement and the respondent has issued a timely answer denying the charges in writing, the case proceeds to the BCC for a contested hearing. If the respondent fails to answer charges after receiving proper notice, market regulation will ask a BCC hearing panel chair to find that the respondent is deemed to have admitted the issued charges. If a default order of admission is entered, the respondent is also deemed to have waived his right to a hearing on the charges. The case then proceeds to a hearing before the BCC to determine appropriate sanctions.